Hey everyone, how you doing? So originally I wanted to talk about the Allfather himself, the head of the Norse pantheon, Odin. But then I thought, let's instead focus on his greatest assets first, which help Odin to be one of the most powerful beings in Norse mythology. All of the assets I'm about to talk about are of course attested in both the Prose Edda and the Poetic Edda, and are shown in almost every piece of art in which Odin is depicted. And we are starting of course with Odin's legendary spear, Gungnir. Gungnir is one of the most powerful weapons in Norse mythology. Its name possibly translating to swaying one, Gungnir is a spear and the main weapon of the Allfather Odin. It is one of the items that the dwarves forged in a bet with Loki, where they bet that they are able to forge items of unimaginable magnificence. And you can be damn sure they delivered. Gungnir is said to be so well balanced that no matter how unskilled the one wielding it is, it will always hit its target with unimaginable force. And as the being wielding it is none other than Odin himself, you can imagine what potential the weapon holds. Now let's move on to another one of Odin's assets, namely his horse Sleipnir. Sleipnir, which translates into the slipper, which I think is kinda funny, is an 8-legged horse and the spawn of Loki and the stallion Svartalfari. But let's not get into that any further. It is described as having a long grey mane and being able to outrun every other horse and any other animal alive. Sleipnir is even said to be able to be ridden into Helheim, through the 9 realms of Norse mythology. Now, especially in the Prose Edda, there are several mentions of Sleipnir and various theories about him. I won't go into depth about them now, but maybe another time if you'd like that. Let's move on to 2 other very important assets, Odin's pets, starting with the 2 ravens named Hugin and Munin, which Odin gave the ability to speak. Hugin translating into thought and Munin translating into memory, both of them are said to always fly out to watch Midgard, which is the realm of men, to return at the end of each day telling Odin what they saw. Both are so essential for him that Odin is also called the Raven God. This is probably due to the fact that they are one of the main sources for Odin's wisdom. And at first I thought, well, there are personifications, right? One for Odin's memory and the other for his intellect. But one should be careful with such interpretations, since the translations of the names are likely to be invented during the 9th or 10th century, with Odin and his ravens being around at least 700 years before that. Anyway, let's move on to the last 2 greatest assets of the Allfather, that being his other 2 pets, 2 wolves named Geri and Freki, the ravenous and the greedy, said to sit beside Odin and to aid him in battle if he needs them. They are also told to roam the battlefields of the world to feast on the dead bodies of the fallen. Now, one last aspect about them is pretty interesting, and I thought about including it only in the Odin video, that maybe comes someday, but I want to include it here as well. Now, Odin himself does not need anything to eat. It is stated that he only drinks wine to sustain himself, while he gives all his food to his 2 wolves Geri and Freki, making them his loyal beasts who follow his every command. So that has been it, I think. If you know of another one of Odin's powerful assets, feel free to write it in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. Comment if you want me to talk about a certain topic. May the gods be with you, and I see you next time. Goodbye.